Welcome to the Manestream podcast. My name is Ian Stewart, and today I'm joined with
Kaitlyn Keppler.
So it's the start of a new year, and well, regardless of whatever year it is, everyone's looking for a job to do, and this one here has a interesting job search journey.
I do. I have applied to about 110 jobs since January 1st. It is currently February 3rd. And from this process, I have gotten one interview and no other emails, just the one so far. So it can be very discouraging whenever you are looking for a new job or when you know you're about to graduate soon and you're looking for a new career. Personally, I would say that everybody's experience is different. I know people who graduated in May of last year who still don't have a job. They live at home, and they're fine with that. I know people who still like to waitress rather than find a job, and that's fine. Personally, I think the best thing to do is to try to find internships and part-time jobs. That's how a lot of people find their full-time careers, is whenever they graduate, their internship gives them a full opportunity. But it can be hard to find internships as well. Have you ever applied to an internship?
No, I haven't, but I can imagine that it's just as difficult as looking for actual
I've applied
full-time role.
Since starting college, I think I've applied to 40 different internships. I have not gotten any of them. This is about as close as I've gotten, is the Lions Roar newspaper at Southeastern. So,
and look where she is.
I'm on a podcast.
But don't get, like she said, don't get discouraged. Like, just keep finding whatever avenue you can to get paid, essentially.
Yeah. Any job is good on a resume. Even if you work at some place that people might look down upon, it still shows that you worked. It still shows that you have experience. The longer you can stay at a job, the better, because it shows that you're loyal. Every job is going to offer you different skill sets to put on your resume too. Like this job, you get editorial writing, copywriting, typewriting, anything like that, photography, podcasting skills.
Yeah.
If you work as a cashier, you're good with money, you're good with numbers, you're good with customer service interactions. If you do landscaping, it means you're good with manual labor, good with hard work. Like, every job is going to give you different skill sets.
Every skill counts, and
it does.
People recommend that you include, like, no matter how small it is, include it on your resume, because people want to.
As long as it's current.
Alert from. Updates ready to install.
Can I hear that? Should we retake that sentence again?
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm sure it can be.
What do you say? Say every skill set's important.
Every skill set is important, like no matter how small it is, or how, like, even if you don't think it's relevant to the job that you're searching for, they want to know whatever you can do.
And I would personally not put anything from 2 years prior to when you're applying on your resume, unless it was a super cool job with really nice skills. But anything past that, your employers aren't really going to worry about, unless you've been at a job for like 5 years. Then they're going to be like, great job, super loyal, very committed. But let's talk about resumes. Ian, do you have a resume?
Yes. I need to update mine because obviously I have more to add. Working here, I have more skills to add to my resume. But I know for a fact you have a long, extensive resume.
I do.
It's impressive.
Thank you. I take pride in my resume because I did pay for a website to make it for me, and there's no shame in that.
No.
There's absolutely no shame in that. Making a resume is the most important part of applying for a job, because job seekers take 6 seconds to look at your resume, and they put it in the interview or the deny pile. And that's a fact from HR managers themselves. Like, you've got 6 seconds to impress them. They don't want to see at the very top the random information about where you used to go to high school if you're applying for a graduate job. That is just not going to make the cut. So resumes are super important.
Keep it relevant.
Keep it relevant. Keep it consistent. Like, don't have very different types of sentences. Like, I used to work here and then exceeded in multiple skills. Your resume should always be in third person and not include I or you. It should always be like, worked daily making 100 phone calls.
Right.
But worded better than that. But yeah, and if you have any certifications, job seekers will eat that up. They love certifications. There are a lot of free certifications you can get. Google Analytics is free. It takes about maybe 2 hours to get. Do you have any certifications?
No.
No?
No.
Well, you should do one of these. HubSpot, that one's free. I think it takes about 3 hours maybe. And then LinkedIn has free skill assessment tests that you can take. You don't need to study for them. It's a 15-question test. It usually takes about 15 minutes. If you get top 30%, they'll put it on your LinkedIn profile. It is different than your resume, but when employers are looking through your LinkedIn account, they can see that you are the best at Microsoft Excel, like I am.
Yeah, and for the day that you get your phone call and are asked to go to an interview with your future or possible employer, there's quite a few things that you have to do to not screw it up for yourself. It's
not all just about your resume, because your resume doesn't actually speak to you. It speaks to your experience. What are your best tips for interviews?
For one thing, I would say grooming. Like, clean enough shaven, like iron shirt, iron pants.
Definitely a nice outfit.
Yes.
Don't go in athletic wear. Don't go in sweats.
Because your appearance is the first thing that they're going to see.
Yeah, you might still be able to talk to them, but they are judging a book on its cover. If you don't look the part, you're not going to get the part. So for girls, I would definitely recommend just a little bit of makeup, just because it does show that you put the time into the interview. Definitely style your hair. Maybe a dress, but you got to make sure that it goes at least to your knees, maybe even longer. A skirt works too. Same thing with the length requirement, but just basically formal wear, like business casual. Don't go in a cocktail dress. Just look nice and show up early, not on time. On time is late.
At least,
I'd say 15 minutes early, because you don't want them to like feel bad that you're super early.
Right.
Because that can put a lot of pressure on them too. If they're like, oh, well, I have somebody who's been here half an hour waiting to interview.
Don't come 30 minutes early, but you don't want to be with 3 minutes to spare.
Yeah, and if you're running late, call them, because if you show up late, that's going to speak to your character. But if you call them ahead of time and let them know that you are late, it's going to look better on your part, just because it does show that you actually care about being on time. Because sometimes you can't help being late. You know, there can be a car accident. There could be
your car battery.
Could have car issues, parking issues. You don't know this new building where you're going to interview. You don't know. You might take a wrong turn, and it might make you 10 minutes late.
And look up, well, two things. First, look up the address of where you're applying. And also research the company or group of whoever you're applying for. That's
a good one, because I've applied to over 100 jobs, and they all start to like mend together. Yeah. So let's say I have 2 different interviews, and one's for like a fishing company and one's for like a clothing line company. If I go to the fishing company and talk about clothes, I'm not getting that job. So like in your car, when you're already early, do a little prep test, maybe the night before a prep test, just to make sure you know everything about the company, what the requirements for the job are. That's a good one to study, like when on their Indeed profile, their LinkedIn profile. Make sure that when they're like, what do you say are your skills? Name what they require in the job application. It's like a cheat code to getting the job.
Know what the job expects, like in terms of skills. Well, and they should have that on the initial, like...
Application.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Resume. Bring it.
Oh, yeah. Always bring it, because they might expect you to have it.
In a folder.
Yeah, bring it in a folder. That makes you look classy.
That
makes you look classy.
Wrinkled.
Yeah.
Piece of paper.
Or, like, if you have, like, a brief, or, like, a really nice, like, binder. Oh, yeah.
Be classy.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Be classy. Be honest. Like, be honest about your abilities. Like, I know you're trying to get a job, but you don't want to con this organization.
Not even con. You don't really want to set yourself up for failure. Like, if you get a job that requires public relations typing and you've never made a boilerplate
in your life.
Yeah, and you go on the first day and they're like, we need 10 boilerplates on this information and this and this, and you're like, ooh, I've never done that before. Don't apply for jobs that you know you're not going to be able to do.
Right.
But also don't tell people you can do something if you can't do it.
Don't overextend yourself.
Yeah.
And ask yourself, kind of to piggyback off that, why do you want to work there?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that kind of just goes without saying, like, why are you here? And they're probably going to ask you that too, like, why would you like to work for us?
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of the time...
or what can you bring to the table?
Yeah, what can you bring to the table? And a lot of the time, you might have to fib a little because it's money. Like, that's why a lot of people want jobs that they apply for. But like he said, if you do the research about the company, you might find some more reasons why you want to work for them, why you want to be a part of their team.
And to bring it back to our students who are watching this, there are services on campus who can assist you with like crafting resumes and like crafting an attire for you to wear. Yeah,
it's called Suit Up. They usually do it around. They have a career fair in fall, and they have Biz Connect in spring. I'm pretty sure it's in March.
March, yeah.
Yeah. That before, it's like 2 weeks before, they'll do free resume checks. They'll circle what you need to have fixed. They might like recommend adding something, taking something away, and then you could bring your resume to the Biz Connect. And then I think it's like a week before, they have free clothing that students can wear if they don't have any professional clothing. And JCPenney usually gives you like 30% off all business attire for Southeastern students.
I did not know. Well, I knew.
I've done that. I bought a purse my first semester.
And for students on campus, look up career services. Mm-hmm. It's in the name. They help you with a career. Yeah.
And they'll help you, for people who are about to graduate, they can help you like work on your LinkedIn profile. Southeastern likes to use Handshake. I think Handshake's okay. I think LinkedIn is where most professionals will look for resumes.
Yeah.
Don't use Indeed. I recommend using... use Indeed.
Take her word.
I recommend using Indeed to find employers. Like if they say that they have this job that they want you to do, go on their website. Go on the company website and apply from there. If they don't have it on there, look at their LinkedIn. If they have it on LinkedIn, you apply there. Indeed it's borderline a scam at this point because I think employees or employers use it and they find stronger candidates on LinkedIn, so they just don't even bother to reply to Indeed resumes anymore.
And just ask for help. Like, no one gets anywhere single-handedly. Like, ask for help from career services or just anyone who is knowledgeable about helping you move forward with your life. Yeah.
Your professors want you to find a job. Career services wants you to find a job. Nobody wants you to not have a job. So reach out, ask for help, network for sure. Anything you can do. And, sometimes if you don't get the job, it's not your fault. It's really not. It's not that you weren't good enough. It's not that somebody might have been better than you. It just might not have been the job for you. Yeah, things just happen. They might have deleted the whole position. I've had that happen before where I interviewed for something and then they were like, we're actually not going to have that position anymore at our company. It happens, you know? You just take it with a grain of salt and you move on.
Right. Like, don't hold it, like, against yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just keep moving.
Mm-hmm. There's so many jobs. There's so many. Don't get caught up on one. Sometimes it hurts when one that you really thought was a great fit doesn't accept you or doesn't even give you an interview.
And I guarantee that the job that you got denied or whatever happened, there's another one that looks exactly like it.
Exactly like it.
Because some of these positions feel the same.
Oh, yeah. I think some of them copy and paste their requirements from other, like, applications.
Maybe.
New scandal.
But, like I said at the start, there's never a bad time to start looking for a job,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's the start of spring or the end of fall.
And if you graduate in fall, look for summer internships. So many jobs do it. If it's unpaid, I don't know. I can't do an unpaid internship personally due to like my financial reasons. If you can do one, do one. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing on your resume. If you can't do one, they do have paid internships as well. But internships are like your best friend when it comes to your resume. So, and there's a lot of Southeastern classes that you can take that look great on a resume. I took special event planning, and I helped the Richard Murphy Hospice House perform their gala in 2021. And now I have special event planning on my resume. I have a whole section, and if you get an A in the class, they write you a recommendation letter. So I have a recommendation letter from them too. Yeah.
That helps.
Mm-hmm.
Anything helps on your resume.
Yeah, fluff it up.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a very productive
I do too.
chat.
I think that went pretty good. I don't think there's anything that I forgot to tell the students and the watchers at home.
Yeah, I think they'll take something from it.
Yeah, I think so too. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck with the spring, and we'll see you next time. This is Ian Stewart
And Kaitlyn Keppler.
signing off.